the hell do you think you're doing here?
Good evening, Spencer.
Nora, go away. Go anywhere. I don't want you near this house.
The least you can do is invite me in for a minute. It's freezing out there.
Mrs. Sachs and Mrs. Whitney are both asleep upstairs. I don't want you to disturb them.
I'm not here to disturb them. I'm here because I've been fired.
It doesn't surprise me.
I mean it. I need a job.
Well, why don't you go look for one?
I want to work here with you.
What?
I want you to recommend me for a job here.
Me? Recommend you? You're dreaming.
Oh, you'll recommend me. And highly. Because if you don't, I may have to tell Mrs. Whitney that you're the man that murdered her husband.
You are insane.
Then try explaining what you were doing at Samaritz. That's where you went for your little vacation, wasn't it? That's where you always went when you had a little time. After the Bowies took us there, you, Gunther, me.
So what?
Come on, Spencer, you like to ski. I always thought it was because you fancied the way you looked in your black ski suit. I knew it was you the minute I read that newspaper account of Skylar Whitney being murdered in Samaritz. Mysterious skier in black. Yes, Spencer, I think the butler did it.
You're really unbelievable, Nora.
No, I think you are. You really did it, didn't you? But why? Did you hate him? Or are you after his wife?
You keep your mouth shut! You know so much from reading the newspapers, but you seem to have missed one little article.
Really?
Yes, it was the article stating that Skylar Whitney killed your precious Gunther.
What are you saying? Listen, that can't be true.
Oh, it's true, all right, Nora. Please have all the proof. I don't know how you missed it. It was one of the top stories.
No, it's not true.
Yes, it is, and I don't give a damn if you can believe it or not. It's all out in the open. Whitney killed Gunther, so you can see your little revengeful plot against the Kavanaughs was misdirected. Too bad, seeing as how you put so much work into it.
Spencer, what's going on? I hear voices up there.
Mrs. Whitney, I'm sorry you've been disturbed. I was just...
Well, tell her, Spencer.
I was interviewing this lady for the maid's job.
Valerie, here's a list of the landmark buildings in Monticello, and I need pictures of the 6 that I've checked off there, okay?
All right. What time is the deadline for Sunday's edition?
Thursday at 2. And Paul Harris down in the composing room gets very cranky if it's even 5 minutes late. So will that push you for time?
No, I can do them tomorrow afternoon and have them out the next morning.
Wonderful, wonderful. I've already done the copy, so that'll wrap it up. Okay. Here we go. My gosh, it's been a long day. I still have a long way to go.
You mean you have another assignment tonight?
Yes, I'm going over to the drama studio to get some more material about the television project. I don't suppose there'd be any point in asking you to come along?
No, I've decided not to be a part of Jim's company anymore.
Or to be with him?
Or to be with him.
Look, Valerie, I hated to be the one to tell you the bad news about him, but quite frankly, once I learned the truth about him, there was no way I could keep it from you.
Oh, Nancy, I know that. And you did the right thing. And so did Kelly. And so have I, and now we've all done the right thing, and I feel terrible.
Oh, Anne, don't do that. Oh, please, don't. Come on now. All right, I don't approve of what he did, the lying and the deceit, but my goodness, he certainly does get an A for daring, doesn't he?
Oh, he was that, all right. And charming on top of it.
Yeah, you need something there.
I
would really be interested in what his motive was. I mean, what was behind it? What do you think was behind it?
Well, he claims that he was just curious. I mean, that it was a lark, and he wanted to find out who this person was. It was, had his name and his identity.
Yeah, well, he told me that, too, that it was an incredible coincidence that the man you knew in Lucerne and he had the same name and that they were so similar in terms of age and characteristics. I mean, it was like something out of a Hitchcock movie.
Well, it was incredible, but the coincidence of all those factors was there, and Jim took advantage of them. I mean, he made me believe that he was someone and something that he's not.
Motive is so vague. I think it's a little bit strange that he called it something of an adventure. And then Kelly may have done an injustice by thinking that it was all started because of the money that you might have inherited from your father.
I don't know, Nancy. And I don't think I'll ever know now. One thing I do know is that I can't see him anymore. Can I?
What's 3 times 8?
It's 24.
Oh, yeah, right. Okay, we got 7 plus 4, that's 11, and 24 is carrier 3. We've got a grand total of $6,489.73.
Let me see that. Sets, lighting equipment, royalties, wardrobe, props, stagehands, promotion, advertising, printing, rehearsal costs. Coffee? We have to pay for coffee?
Oh, yes.
And you forgot the actors' salaries.
Doesn't everybody?
And you also forgot the other biggest expenditure, the rental of the theater. You're not going to talk the owners into a percentage of the gross, are you? And look, we're already over half of the $10,000 that Sid gave us for the investment.
Don't be so negative. We got to start thinking big around here. That $10,000 from Sid was only just the beginning.
That was manna from heaven. Lightning doesn't strike twice.
Jim, if we can find one angel, we can find a whole flock of them.
Birds come in flocks. Angels come in flights.
Oh, well, what do pigeons with $10,000 come in?
They come in rarely. You know, Hector, you're starting to think like your brother. A little bit on the edge of,
What?
shady.
Well, now, tacky would be more like it. Shady is kind of funny coming from you.
I can't fight you there, my friend.
You got some questions about Smiley?
Yeah, to be honest with you, I'm concerned about his involvement here. Something scares me a little bit about your brother.
Like what?
I don't know, he's just been a big question. Tell me more about him.
Oh. Well, I don't know where to start. He's okay. He's had some problems along the way, you know, disappointments, low spots. We all have those, don't we?
Yeah, sure.
You see, when we were kids, Smiley was considered to be sort of a genius. He was just incredible at imitating people. Well, he still is, for that matter. But he could do anybody, not just movie stars. He could do anybody. He'd do the grocer and the landlord and the guy at the candy shop. And oh, at school, he used to sit in front of the class at school and he'd imitate the teacher perfectly. The kids just loved it. They were rolling in the aisles. It was great.
Yeah, I bet.
He had some problems with drugs, and, yeah, he was in jail for a while. But he's okay now, I promise. He really wants the theater company to work, Jim. He's got his heart set on it. Why, he'll do anything.
Yeah, that's what I'm concerned about.
Hello? Hello? Anybody here? Mitzi! Mitzi!
Right here.
Where?
Right here.
Mitzi, are you in there?
Hiya.
Boy, you look good in iron.
Oh, you'd look better.
Thanks. It's not the right period, though, for our show. Come on down. Did you see that player come in when I come here? What's that? Oh, fabulous.
How are you folks? You looking for something particular?
Yeah, we're running a special on jail cells this year.
Oh, this one's a Jim Dandy.
Yeah, I think Jim's gonna think it's a dandy, too. Looks so authentic.
It sure came out of an old prison they tore down. You folks look around. If you want anything, just holler. I'll be up front.
Thanks.
Thank you. Boy, Mitzi, this is fabulous. This is great. I can just see it. It'll be the backdrop for the scene, you know, where I first see Arnie. Arnie? Christopher Follett. It's not how you play the game, it's whether you win or lose. And I win.
That's excellent. That's beautiful.
You like that? And then there'll be this scene where you come to plead with them, you know, to tell the truth. Oh, come on.
Yeah, okay. Arnie, they're gonna blow you out of the water, Arnie. You can't leave me like this. Please, don't leave. Arnie, please don't leave.
It's really good, Mitzi. That's great. It's gonna be fabulous, you know? And this show is gonna work. It's gonna make money. Mitzi. Hey, Mitzi! Mitzi! Mitzi, it's me! Cliff! Mitzi! Oh, just wait till Gavin sees this. Oh.
Yeah, he didn't know what he's missing.
Hey, it's locked. You got the key?
I don't have the key.
It's Mr. Sargard.
Sir! Mr.
Prop! Sir?
Mr. Propman!
Help!
Excuse me!
Hey, what's going on
Sir.
here?
Hey.
What is all this? I know I said you could holler. What the hell are you doing in there?
Well, we were doing the scene, you see, and the door locked.
Well, I said it was authentic.
It's realistic, all right.
Yeah, even the lock is realistic. How much does this thing rent for?
Well, it rents for $10 a night.
Oh, that's really reasonable.
Yeah, but the key of the door is $100.
Do you take credit cards?
Why you've done this cruel thing, but you've had your last chance to hurt me and my family.
That's the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. Why would I want to hurt you?
I don't know. I don't have any idea what your twisted motives might be. And I don't care, but I'm telling you now, you get out of here and you stay out. And don't you ask for my reference unless you get a job in hell.
I don't know why you're so hysterical and blaming me. It's not my fault your marriage is on the rocks.
Can I get you anything, Mrs. Cavanaugh?
Oh, no, thank you, Mrs. Goodman.
Where's the doctor?
He had to go out for an emergency. He'll be back shortly.
The atmosphere's awfully heavy in here, isn't it?
Is it? I hadn't noticed.
Okay. Anything you say.
Oh, Mrs. Goodman, there's something I should tell you. Nora Fulton, she won't be working here any longer.
Well, I'm not going to pretend to be sorry. That woman has been bent on making trouble in this household since ever she first walked in that door. Sneaking around all the time, whispering behind people's backs, listening at doors. But I caught her at it a lot of times. Never even seemed to bother her. But you know what's funny is, I can't understand why she wanted to make trouble.
Well, you were suspicious of her behavior for a long time. I was just too blind to see it. But she's gone now and she won't be coming back. That's final.
Since I've stuck my neck out this far, I might as well go the whole way. What about Miss Avery? Is she really going to get married to Chief Mallory?
Yes, I think so, Mrs. Goodman. At least I hope so.
You look just like Jinx, Avery.
Look, why don't I get you some coffee?
What I need is something that will remove my head from my shoulders. But you'll have to do it for me, because I can barely move.
Here you go. Here's some coffee. Oh, you must feel awful, don't you?
Oh, I have never felt so bad had in my life. How much did I drink? Oh, my God. Why did I do it?
I know why you did it. You know, don't you? The moment I walked in and saw you with Damien Tyler, I saw the condition you were in, and I knew that, well, that you knew. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Was it Miles that told you the truth? Oh, of course, it must have been.
Miles didn't tell me anything.
Well, come on, please, look at me and tell me. Did you talk to him about my health?
We discussed it a little bit. I was the one who brought it up.
But why? I mean, what prompted you to talk about it? Please tell me. I know it's hard, but why did you go to Miles in the first place?
Somebody told me that you were very ill.
It's all right. You can say it. I'm dying.
Yeah.
Did Miles confirm it?
He didn't confirm anything.
Yeah, but he didn't deny it, did he?
Oh, honey, I deny it. I deny it. And drinking myself into a stupor just made it more unreal. You tell me it's not real. You tell me it's not real.
It is true. It is. Are you ever going to be able to forgive me for not telling you? I'm sorry. It was an awful, terrible thing to do, and I'm very sorry.
Why does it have to happen?
Look, I was just thinking about myself. I was selfish. That's all. I wanted to hang on to you. I wanted to hang on to the happiness as long as I could.
This doesn't have to change everything.
Come on, dear.
Look, it doesn't change the way I feel. I wanted to marry you before. I still want to marry you. Look, I love you. And no blood test and no medical report's gonna change anything. You've got to decide this now.
So, Mrs. Carr, that's the story of our good luck. The $10,000 that Sid gave us. She's a wonderful lady.
You know,
she's a lifesaver.
You know, from now on, I'm not going to eat any place but Sid.
Well, I think it's wonderful that the Maskers have an angel.
Well, her contribution isn't going to be able to take us all the way.
But it's a great boost for the company. And as they say, the mighty oaks from little acorns grow.
Exactly. It's really very encouraging.
Yes, and we needed that encouragement, especially right now.
We had the best time.
Where have you been?
We went out to that scenery place out on Culver Road. They have everything we need. Hector, you do not have to build that jail cell.
Oh, great.
They have a beautiful one.
It's so authentic. We got stuck in that baby. And we have everything we need to begin production.
Except the theater.
Well, yes. Nancy, you know, we were thinking about the Whitney Theater. It's the perfect place, but the cost would probably be astronomical. What do you think?
Well, you could always make an inquiry.
Yeah, we were thinking about that.
Yeah, you know, we thought about Mrs. Whitney, and we decided, you know, she probably would be a very tough customer. And we thought, you know, if somebody knew her personally, someone who could persuade her.
Yeah, I wonder who could do that.
You mean you'd like me to talk to her?
Why didn't we think of that?
So you are available then?
Yes, I am.
Well, have you ever done maid work? I mean, you did something a little more for the Kavanaughs, didn't you?
Well, actually, I was nothing more than a glorified typist. Really, that's why I left. I mean, I really wasn't being challenged.
Well, what do you think you're going to do here?
Mrs. Whitney, it seems to me that a woman in your position would need a social secretary. Of course, I'm capable of doing a great deal more than keeping track of your appointments, answering mail, keeping household accounts, and so forth. I'm quite a good cook, for one thing. And I drive, for another. I did all of those things for a previous employer, Mrs. Bowie, and she didn't have nearly the social life that you do.
A personal secretary. I like it.
If I might say one more thing, I think I could be very helpful to you during your bereavement. I believe I'm regarded as a congenial companion. Of course, I would never interfere in anything that did not concern me. I think Spencer will vouch for that, won't you?
Interfere? You?
Well, I mean, if Spencer recommends you, well, you're hired. Quarters and the rest of the house.
I'll show her.
Good night.
Good night, thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Good night, Mrs. Whitney.
Good night.
Yes, I have to fill out the staff. After all, I have to live up to the name, Mrs. Schuyler Whitney. And I can't let anyone know the truth. That I'm really Mrs. Jefferson Brown.